how in 1927 or 28, how they could build that house. You know, just to dig the basement. You remember those shelves in the basement?
Yeah. We had to dig the whole basement by a shovel and just these little gallon buckets.
Yeah,
We'd load them up and they'd throw them through a window and then
Yeah.
somebody'd empty it.
yeah. To get a bedroom big enough to sleep in.
You got it just big enough for a room.
Another little story about Dad is I would sing all the time. I would just sing and sing and sing. We go to bed down the basement and I'd lay there and start singing a song. And then they'd start complaining and Glenn Wallace hollered, Dad, make him stop singing so we can go to sleep. And so Dad would take his shoe alongside the bed and whack the heel on the floor. Junior, you stop that. Stop that singing. Within 5 minutes I was singing again. Oh,
Well, Cherie has some questions here she wants to ask you.
let me tell you a little funny story about my grandparents.
Okay.
On mother's side, it has nothing to do with. When they come to visit, why we put the bed down the basement, or a bed that had the leaves pulled off it, and they'd sit in there, and I'd see my grandpa come down there. We'd be laying through the wall. It was just 2 by 4s. I'd see him crawling in the bed, and his garments would open up in the back. And so I got a squirt gun and laid there in bed. Grandpa and Grandma Jensen came down, she got in bed, he went to crawl over, and I reached up and shot him in the butt with it.
Squirt gun.
That's,
Well, he probably thought he'd really been shot. He's such a shock.
well, you girls have seen this, haven't you?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can see, if you're interested in the cream. And your mother wrote a long story. And this is especially a grandpa's book. I didn't know half about Grandma that you did.
Grandma Beakley.
Yes.
I had to call around to certain people.
Did you?
It was mostly Aunt Dorothy's children.
Could be.
They lived at a time where they were with them, and so they had a few more experiences they could tell me.
Yeah.
That was neat.